You are now listening to Cryptid Cocktail Party. Creatures, let's meet for a drink. It's a treat. Join us in the fight. Cryptid Cocktail Party. Cryptid Cocktail Party.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cryptid Cocktail Party, a show where we have a few drinks, share a few laughs, take a dive into the unknown. I'm your host Dave, joined as always by my wonderful co-host Sarge. How's it going, Sarge?
I'm doing fucking great. Woo! Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Sarge.
Take two.
It's becoming a recurring theme, but you know what? Sometimes we should probably just stop acknowledging it, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, but how's your Mother's Day going, Sarge?
It's great. I ran around. I brought flowers to people, and cards and stuff. Yeah, it's been a day. It's been a day, but it was a good day, and I'm ready to roll.
Well, I'm sure your wife and your mom and mother-in-law, I'm sure they all appreciated everything you did for them today.
They certainly might have.
That's the spirit. I like that. Hell yeah. I didn't do anything. I live in Philly. All my parents live in New Hampshire, so I was just a couple 10-minute phone calls.
You've got the good deal. You've got the good deal right there. All you got to do is make a phone call.
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, it's always nice to talk to them. I mean, I talk to my mom every once in a while, but I don't really call my stepmom very often, so it was nice to catch up. She was with my sister, so that was cool.
Okay.
Got to wish her a happy Mother's Day. But yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the I know. Oh yeah, we're recording this on Mother's Day. It's gonna come out at midnight. So I mean, but
you know what though? There is nothing more appropriate on Mother's Day than a belated Happy Mother's Day because men forget everything. So I think we actually did the right thing here.
I think this is kind of the perfect segue into our today's episode.
Oh, we're doing an episode on 40-year-old men who forget stuff?
Well, I mean, kinda. I figured we'd do a Mother's Day special.
Okay.
So, you ready to dive into this wonderful world of Mother's Day?
Yes, I am beyond ready.
It's not gonna be. It's not anything cool. Like it's not like the origins of Mother's Day. It's not like Valentine's Day where like the origins is like some brutal, bloody, like sacrificial thing. It's a lot different. So Mother's Day. A time to honor the women who checked under our beds for monsters, packed our lunches, kissed our scraped knees, and somehow decidedly didn't smother us in our sleep, despite us being insufferable little shits.
That's true.
It's about love, nurture, and safety. So today, in honor of those that gave us life, I figured we would celebrate Mother's Day the only way we really could on this show, and that's to talk about ghost moms.
Ghost moms!
Ghost moms. Nice. So... You as well as you're probably wondering, what's a ghost mom, right?
Yeah.
That's a great
That would
question.
be helpful to know. I mean, I'm guessing the word kind of defines itself.
Yeah.
It's a mom that's a ghost, right?
True, but it could be like that. Was it Ghost Dad? Was that a movie? Did I make that up?
It was a movie, though.
Was that Bill Cosby?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, so I think we all kind of want to forget about that one.
Yeah, but if you're wondering what a ghost mom is, well, you're about to find out. So, first on the list of ghost moms, just absolutely girl bossing it, is La Llorona, aka the Weeping Woman. She's got the look, she's got the cry, and she is without a doubt Latin America's reigning queen of sorrow and misery. So you're familiar? Everyone's familiar with La Llorona, right?
I am very familiar. I did a wonderful episode of La Llorona. And it was actually the most popular episode of Citizen's Guide to the Supernormal. Still is.
It's a great story. Now, as I'm sure you know when you were doing your research, there are 1,000 iterations of the La Llorona story.
Oh, yeah.
But the core legend, I guess, like it's all just kind of like circling around a black hole of just misery, but it all kind of boils down to this one core legend.
That Narragansets really kicking in, huh, bro?
Oh, this is Neshaminy. I'm drinking the Star.
Mine arrogance is kicking in.
I'm drinking the Star Wars lager today because
that's fair. That's fair.
Well, hey, I'm drinking it. I found out the reason why I got a hand tattoo. This is like 6% alcohol. I had like 10 of these.
Sorry, Mom.
So, like I was saying, there's 1,000 iterations of the La Llorona story, but the core legend goes like this. A woman, usually named Maria, is betrayed by the man she loves. Oftentimes, it's a ranchero or a Spanish conquistador, basically some rich asshole, who ends up ditching her and their kids for someone, quote-unquote, more respectable. Because Maria, even though she was beautiful, humble, kind, she was also dirt poor. Socioeconomic status was way down there. His way up there.
You know, it was just some son of a bitch with like a pencil-thin mustache and a white suit.
The worst kind of mustache.
Yeah.
But pencil thin is in like, what's his name? John Waters?
Yes.
Like that kind of pencil thin.
But not as lovable.
Exactly. Probably just as fucking disturbing, but not as lovable.
True.
But yeah, so he ends up cheating on her, ditching her for he trades her in for a new model, tale as old as time, you know, those pieces of shit.
A real Leonardo DiCaprio.
So in a fit of grief and rage and temporary madness, she drowns her children in the river. Now, immediately realizing what she has done, she either drowns herself in that same river or just dies from just being sad because of it. But instead of moving on to the afterlife, she's cursed to wander the earth, no longer as Maria, but as La Llorona, crying out, "Ay mis hijos." I don't think I pronounced that right. "Ay mis hijos." It basically says, it's basically like, "Oh fuck, where are my kids?" Loose translation. Doomed to search for the souls of the kids she lost. Now, over the years, the details of the story shift. Sometimes she's a heartbroken lover, sometimes she's possessed. In some stories, her name isn't even Maria. And in like way earlier versions of the story, like the Aztec legend that's kind of loosely related to this, she wasn't even the killer. But the constants of the story always stay the same. A woman in white, soaked in sobbing. She's tied to water and tragedy and an overwhelming sense of regret turned wrath. So La Llorona is part cautionary tale, part urban legend, and part spiritual landmine. Like parents use her to scare kids away from rivers, canals, late night parties, and a whole host of bad decisions. And honestly, from what I've gathered, it kind of works.
It's also a banging song.
Is it?
La Llorona.
I don't think that's how that goes.
You know what? Now that I think about it, you would be correct. It's my Sharona.
But even skeptics who laugh off ghost stories tense up when they hear sobbing in the dark because La Llorona isn't just scary, she's kind of sad. And that kind of combo like of a ghost story just kind of hits a little differently. You know what I mean?
Also, nothing makes me run away faster than a crying woman. I can't explain it. I just don't know what to do in those situations. It's like in Talladega Nights when he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. I have no idea how to handle a crying woman. I am always bad at it.
Oh, same. But what I've learned for the most part is that they don't want you to solve the reason why they're crying. They just want you to listen to the reason that they're crying. They don't want, most women when they're venting, they don't want solutions. They just want you to listen to them rant.
Yep.
And if any women listening, if you can confirm or deny that, like, let me know I'm wrong. But I feel like what I've learned and the reason why I've been married for so long is that kind of it. Because every time I try to fix the problems or give solutions, it ends up turning hostile towards me.
It's never a good answer. It's never a good answer. The best thing to do is just be like, yeah, we hate them.
Yeah.
Whoever's responsible. Yeah, we hate them.
I mean,
fuck that.
9 out of 10 times is usually me, probably, but you know, let's move on. Now, next up on our roster of ghost moms who are just absolutely killing it is Oiwa. Now, the story of Oiwa comes straight out of Edo period Japan, and I have no idea if I'm pronouncing this right, but she's one of the OG Onryo. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what Onryo are, they're vengeful spirits that come back from the dead to just royally fuck up the living. And her story is wild. So are you familiar with Oiwa?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. I've never heard of this.
So the basic tale is that Oiwa was a loyal wife who got disfigured and then murdered by her cheating husband who wanted to ditch her for a richer woman. Again, tale as old as time. Now,
Jesus Christ.
Now, depending on which, telling you get, he either poisons her or tricks her into putting on like a disfiguring cream. Either way, dick move all around. You could just say you don't want to be with someone anymore. Way easier.
Yeah, just end it. Don't be a douche about it.
Yeah. Now, when she dies, she doesn't just haunt him. She ruins his entire existence. So
now the girl boss thing makes a lot of sense.
yeah. So her ghost appears with a melted, one-eyed face and long black hair dragging on the floor. She's terrifying, relentless, and pops up when you least expect it. So like out of lanterns, through sliding doors, mirrors.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, you said out of lanterns?
Oh yeah, this is, well,
Is she a moth?
You gotta remember, this is like, she's a ghost. She'll fucking pop. It's like, you know how like in The Ring she comes out of a TV? It's shit like that. Like she'll come out of the toilet when you're taking a shit. Basically, wherever and whenever she can torment you, she will. Like,
just imagine you walk into a room and your lamp stands up. She's still wearing the shade on her head.
It's like The Grudge. And by lantern, I don't mean that. This is,
I'm gonna get you.
This is feudal Japan. Like,
okay.
Does that make more?
Okay,
Okay.
you're right. So instead, she's just got that ball lantern.
Jesus Christ. This woman was tormented, Sarge. All right, come on, man. It's Mother's Day. Be respectful. Now, she's also traditionally portrayed carrying the sorrow of a lost child as well. Some versions say her baby died from neglect or illness during the betrayal, which only fuels her rage. But there is kind of a fun fact in this bummer of a story. So let's say if you're performing her story on stage without performing the proper rituals, she might actually show up. And that's how like deep her grudge goes. Like she'll break the fourth wall during your live show if you don't ask permission to tell her story. And I thought that was pretty fun. But yeah, so that's basically the boiled down version of her story. Kind of cool. It's like the Grudge kind of like shit. The Ring. I love it. You ready to move on to our next ghost mom?
Bring it.
Okay, so we're gonna head to Eastern Europe for this next one, where the vodka is cold, the winters are colder, and just like the moms at MILF Manor, these moms are not here to make friends.
Yeah, and some of them have houses with chicken legs.
Nope, wrong. We already did that one. We're not redoing that one.
No, I know we're not redoing it, but like that happens apparently.
Well, no, this is the tale of Rusalka.
Rusalka.
The Rusalka is a little more flexible in her backstory. All right, she's kind of like a choose your own horror adventure kind of thing. Now, depending on what region you're in, you might get a different legend, but in some regions, especially parts of Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus, she's a bona fide ghost mom said to have died with sorrow in her heart.
And she's got a name like a new medicine that gives you weird side effects, but you lose some weight. Get your life back with Rusalka.
I found out there's a plural version of the word Rusalka, and well, yeah. So sometimes she's a woman who died during childbirth or was drowned by her lover or her family. Other times, she's a suicide victim, often a jilted bride or a young unwed mother who offed herself in a pond out of despair or shame. But it's that combo of sometimes maternal loss and betrayal that fueled her transformation from a weeping woman into a siren of the waters. So,
guys, we got to do better. We're making a lot of ghost moms.
Yeah, it's not great. So what does she do? Well, the Rusalka likes to hang out in lakes, rivers, and swamps, so she can't fully come out of the water, I found out.
Okay.
In some stories, so she just kind of like wades there. But she looks like a pale, beautiful woman with long, wet hair and just butt-ass naked. She lures men and children to the waters and then, to literally no one's surprise, kills them. Sometimes it's by drowning. In other stories, she will tickle them to death, which is probably way worse than the drowning, I feel like. Or she will force them to participate in a frenzied dance until they die of fatigue. The last two are way worse than the drowning. Just fucking drown me, dude. Like, I ain't... Imagine having to do the cha-cha slide until you die. Slide to the left.
2 stomps this time.
Fuck, dude. But like I said, the story has many versions. In several of them, Rusalki, which is the plural version, are specifically the spirits of mothers who died before their time, specifically like in childbirth or who had their babies taken from them. So their grief anchors them to the world of the living, just, in the form of like a cold-blooded water demon. But like, let's put it this way: like, La Llorona cries and searches for her kids. The Rusalka like hunts people because of what happened to her. And then a fun bonus fact: there's a tradition called Rusalka Week, where swimming is strictly forbidden because the Rusalki are believed to be at their most powerful. I think it's like in June or something. It's like beginning of summer,
Jesus
like end of
Christ.
spring. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Just taking everything away from the Russians. Like, things are so bad there, they have to make their alcohol from potatoes. And now you can't swim during like maybe one of the 3 weeks you can swim before the entire nation ices over.
But I mean, like, I don't remember what it said, but it said something like the Rusalka will at night they'll swing from branch. They're basically just turned into monkeys and will swing from branches, like branch to branch. And then that's at night. And then during the day, they just swim in water and they'll just fucking pull you down when you're swimming. I don't know, dude. It's fucking wild.
This could be a fun horror movie.
I think I looked it up and there's multiple horror movies.
And then the horror porn crossover.
Yeah. Well, if you know anything about the internet, that has existed already for like
Rule 34.
Exactly. All right. So for our final ghost mom tale, we're going to go back to Japan to talk about the Ubume. I think that's how you pronounce it. Ubume. I think it's Ubume. So picture this, Sarge. It's late at night. You're walking alone past a misty crossroads or an old bridge, just minding your own business, when a woman in tattered, blood-soaked robes appears, and out of nowhere, she's holding a crying baby. She begs you to take the child, and you do because you're not a monster. But the second she hands over the baby, she vanishes. And just as sudden, the infant that you're holding starts getting heavier and heavier until it's the weight of a boulder in your arms. And that's when you realize you just took a baby from a dead woman. You just got Ubume. So it's like punked.
This is also what happens when basketball players get a woman pregnant.
So, anywho, Ubume is a classic figure in Japanese folklore. She is the spirit of a woman who died during childbirth and is filled with so much maternal regret and anguish that she can't move on. Her soul restless and obsessed with the child she never got to raise, or in some versions, the baby who died with her. Either way, she sticks around haunting the living and trying to get someone, pretty much anyone, to take care of her lost kid.
Well, yeah, I mean, the baby just keeps getting heavier. What else are you going to do?
So unlike other ghost moms, Ubume is more, for lack of a better term, pitiful than predator. Like, you feel more sorry for her than...
I don't know. I think she's kind of a dick for unloading a baby on everyone.
But she's not like, look, she's not trying to kill anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you just feel bad for her. Now, her haunting comes from sorrow, not spite. She's always described as being soaked in blood from the waist down, which is a not so subtle reference to dying in childbirth. And she's usually seen near bridges, riverbanks, or shrines, or any other sort of like liminal spaces where life and death are said to blur.
Yeah.
Now, there are two major flavors of Ubume tales. First, as mentioned above, is the baby handoff, where she appears to strangers in the middle of the night, begging them to care for her child. If the person accepts the baby, she vanishes. Baby seems normal until it gets absurdly heavy, sometimes turning fully into stone or vanishing itself after becoming really heavy. The unlucky helper might find themselves after the encounter feeling exhausted if lucky, or if not so lucky, cursed. So, you know, one outcome definitely seems much better than the other, if you ask me.
I mean, there are a few things that describe parenting more than an ancient curse.
Yeah. Parenting, you feel exhausted and cursed. It's not one or the other. It's usually
It's both.
An amalgamation of the two. Yeah. So the other type of tale is something I like to call the shopping ghost mom. There are stories of a mysterious woman who would show up regularly at like a sweet shop or a kimono store and was always buying something for her baby. Now, when the shopkeeper finally got like suspicious enough that like, they would follow her out of the store, and they would discover that she's been visiting a grave this whole time, and the items are left on a tombstone for a child that is long dead. And I don't mean like 20 years. I mean like 100, like, you know, like long dead.
Okay,
So
that's too much.
Not great.
Too many years.
A couple, at least a couple of years.
It's like, come on, Ubume,
Get over it.
fucking get over it.
I
Jesus.
feel like you can't say that about Morning Mom, but you know, it's a ghost. It's a ghost.
It's been 200 years, Stephanie.
So, now, some legends even say the Ubume can be benevolent if you treat her kindly.
Okay.
Like, let's say if you help her take care of her ghost baby, you might get a blessing. If you ignore her or throw the baby, which is one of the examples that I was seeing that I saw while researching, well, congrats. She's now your personal sleep paralysis demon. That's so you know.
I think that's true of any woman right after you throw her baby. It doesn't end well.
Yeah. So yeah, moms, you know, they birth us, feed us, love us. And for most of us, they don't toss us in a river and come back as a vengeful spirit, which all things considered is pretty generous. So
that's true. That's true.
This Mother's Day, hug your mom or light a candle, you know, and at the very least, you know, just maybe don't piss her off near a body of water.
Treat the moms in your life right. Otherwise, they're going to go and kill a lot of people.
Exactly. So
it's the lesson we learned today.
But there you have it. That's all I had for you today. I just, you know, short and sweet, fun little episode. Mother's Day. That's it. That's all I got. Is, you know, we're
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. I feel like I was rushing, but we did it. We got it done.
Well, there was a Russian story in there.
There was a Russian story. So how you feeling? What are you feeling? You know, you probably know more about Llorona than I do. But
I just know that women are terrifying. When you treat them like shit, which is, you know, accurate.
Or if you toss their baby,
earn it.
If you toss their baby when they hand it to you, they'll let you know what's up.
It's problematic. It's problematic
at the very least.
It reminds me a little bit when you talked about the one in the sweet shop. It reminds me of a fairly modern story of a Japanese woman. If I remember correctly, she had a baby carriage and she was in a shopping center in Japan, and she was asking this old man for help, and then she tried to like take his wallet.
Okay.
And then when the man was trying to like pull his wallet back, she kept shouting that he was trying to steal it from her. Like she kept calling him a thief. Police came, tackled the dude. The guy eventually died of a heart attack.
Like in the struggle?
Yeah.
Oh God.
And then when you look at the video, she's got this like horrifying like monster face, and she just disappears.
Oh, so that's like a combination of that and the other Japanese one.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
If you can find it, let me know. And also, if anyone listening, if you want me to do like a full episode and expand on any of these, I will gladly do it.
Everybody should look up the Jusco, Jusco ATM Phantom.
The Jusco ATM Phantom?
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can bring up a picture here so you can see the nightmare that I had after seeing her. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this.
Ew.
It's
Sarge,
horrifying.
why would you show me that, dude? I gotta
absolutely horrifying.
Sarge, I have to sleep tonight and then for the rest of my life.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe though, you said that this you know, these ghost moms haunt sweet shops. Maybe this is a new version.
Maybe. Or maybe it's the same version. Maybe they just updated their tactics. You know?
They evolved.
Yeah, they're, you know, they're realizing times are changing. You can't just do the same old. People catch on to your tricks.
Times are changing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't constantly be in sweet shops. Sometimes you need to go to the South Shore Plaza.
Exactly. And also sometimes ghosts need to visit the ATM, all right? Things.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta pop down to the Mall of America, go to the Bank of America ATM.
Yeah, exactly. You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm throwing down. You smell what I'm stepping in.
I always smell what you're stepping in. So everybody out there, look up Jusco Phantom. That is a terrifying image that you won't sleep well after seeing it for like a night or two. She might even visit you and throw you a large baby that keeps growing.
It doesn't keep growing. It just gets heavier.
Okay. Well,
that'd be
that's
worse.
Even weirder. It's like the baby's made of antimatter.
That'd be worse if the baby just got bigger and bigger and bigger. Like that's like, I feel like that's something you see like in a Miyazaki film, like just some weird.
Eventually,
shit like
the baby's like smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, I don't want that at all.
Reminds me of when Will Ferrell does the skit on Saturday Night Live
where he comes out as a full-grown man.
Yeah. Woo! It was hot in there.
Oh shit! All right, but yeah, that's it. That's our Mother's Day episode. I think it went very well.
Show your mom you love her by getting her a Narragansett lager. You dirty son of a bitch.
Yeah, or maybe you know what? Maybe you get her if your mom's or anything like my mom, they love to call her. Maybe you get her Sarge's Supernormal.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like head to sargessupernormal.com, pick up a coloring book.
$9.99. You can do so much with it. There's activities. There's a maze.
Yeah.
You can color, or and hear me out, you can use it to smack a Nazi.
Oh, you could do that too.
And if you film it, I'll give you a shout out on every episode of the show. If someone takes my coloring book, rolls it up, and smacks Matt Gates in the face, I'm not condoning violence. I'm just saying that would be something I would talk about for the rest of my life.
You know, smack him in the face with it politically.
Yeah, politically. Don't actually cause physical violence.
Yeah, politically.
Like, don't hit him on the side of the head or roll it up and smack him directly in the balls. Don't do that.
I feel like if you hit him directly in the face, you wouldn't notice the stunned look of it when it happens because his eyebrows are always like
he always
that.
looks stunned. Him and Tucker Carlson both look befuddled on a constant basis.
Well, yeah, I'm sure life is very confusing for both of them when you live in a world where everything is made up. they live in the world of whose line is it anyways? Everything's made up. Nothing matters. It's all. All right.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Let's see. We covered the coloring book. We covered tell your moms you love her, and if your mom's not with you anymore,
covered Narragansett. We talked about that.
Yeah, and if your mom's not with you anymore, or if you don't talk to your mom, you know, maybe whatever role model you have in your life that filled that role, give her a hug or him a hug. Whoever was there, show them you love them today. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Follow us Instagram Cryptid Cocktail, TikTok Cryptid Cocktail Party. Leave us a rating and review. That'd be awesome. That's the best way to do anything. To help the show grow and, interact with all of our stuff. Instagram, TikTok, share the episodes, do whatever you got to do. Let's get this fucking train rolling. All right. Let's
keep going.
Exactly.
Let's keep going. We got a big shout out from, that podcast. I'm going to say the name wrong. I always say it wrong and I don't want to be an idiot.
It wasn't a big shout out. And that's why we drink.
It was a big shout out.
Shared one of our posts. That's all it was. They have no idea.
That's a big shout out.
They didn't call us out by name, sorry. Just on a shout out. Anyone
our
can share
names
anything.
were in the post. We're splitting hairs.
Okay. All right.
This is a victory.
All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we sign off?
No, that's it. I love you all. Even the dads, even though it's Mother's Day, I love the dads too, in a different way. We'll cut that part out. I love you.
That's staying in.